Hey guys, it's Clint, and first off, I've had a little bit of a cold today, so please excuse the nasally sound. We'll get past this, I'm sure. Okay, so in this video, Vic Mignogna, I know I always say his name wrong, he sues Funimation, and this has been something that I know a lot of people, there's overlap. Okay, this is primarily a comic book culture war channel, but when the same kinds of things are showing up in other areas of fandom like anime, like I have made videos about it before because it is relevant, especially where, you know, we're talking about lawsuits here. We're talking about fighting back against some of the crazy people that would prefer to just destroy your career if you disagree with them, if you're the wrong kind of person. So if you've been following this very closely, this isn't new that the lawsuit is happening. But what is interesting is seeing the reaction of the other side, or even just normies in general. And so I wanted to take a look at some of the specifics about it. And this is important. When a lot of these Me Too things happen, accusations, it seemed like at first there were a lot of legitimate ones and there was evidence, and it was going to court and like enough evidence to actually try somebody. And that's great. If somebody has done something that there's evidence for and they can be prosecuted, awesome. Go through due process, let it happen. Then you have this whole no man's land of people that have been accused for things that are very dubious, if I can use the word dubious. And that's exactly what has happened to, I think a lot of people. It almost seems like more people are in that middle ground than anywhere else. But they'll have accusations. It effectively destroys their career. There is no due process because there's no evidence. It would be impossible to really, pursue it and get any kind of, conviction or anything else. And then you have the other side, the far end of the spectrum, where people have been defamed. They've been accused of sexual assault, sexual harassment, sexual misconduct. They'll use all these different kinds of words, terminologies that are supposed to insinuate essentially the same thing, but what specifically does it mean? And when these people are accused of it, they're actually fighting back because they've been, from their perspective, unjustly deplatformed, removed, fired, whatever it might be. So it really is an important case because one, it tells me that Vic has enough confidence that he can clear his name and that there's no evidence to convict him. And that's cool. That's refreshing to see. And then on the other hand, it also sends a message to all of the would-be accusers, or, it's not just about accusers, it's about all of the surrounding, plotting from a lot of people that weren't involved whatsoever. They just don't like the guy, and so they're trying to find ways to take him down. So this is a mess. The more I learn about it, I am disgusted by a lot of things, but I also will have to admit I don't fully understand all the ins and outs of it. This isn't my thing, but I did want to give, I guess, what is a normie perspective. Again, I'm in the comics scene for a reason. Okay, so embattled voice actor Vic Mignogna, who has been accused of sexual harassment, is filing a lawsuit against Funimation and several other voice actors. According to Variety, this information comes from court documents which specify the lawsuit claims defamation and other charges. That outlet reports Mignogna's suit stated that he is using, man, I can't even read. He's suing for interference with other work contracts, and that the charges made against him accusing him of sexual harassment are false and affected his career due to not only Funimation's decision to no longer work with him, but conventions also canceled his appearances. I'm going to try to do less reading here because apparently I've got a problem. Okay, so from what I know, about contract interference, you have to prove that there's cause and effect, and there's certainly that. I mean, Funimation stated all the same. There's no question as to why he got fired from Funimation. There's no question about that. The other thing here is defamation. I know to some, like, you've got to prove that the defamation is false, and I don't know if malice is part of it or not. Again, I'm not a lawyer. This is normie kind of stuff. I think on a very broad and normie level, this sort of take here, it's really cool to see somebody fighting back, because again, there's some level of confidence that he's going to win. So I did go over to Variety, because that's where CBR was getting their information from, and they're seeking for monetary relief over $1 million. Pinky's up for that one. That's no joke. That's a lot of money. That's what they're looking for. $1 million, over $1 million. It's going to exceed that. So it'll be really interesting to see how all of this takes place. Now, Jamie Marchi has stated on Twitter, because of this, I stand with the victims. My experience is minor in comparison to many others. However, having realized this wasn't an isolated incident, I felt compelled to share. And again, this is, I guess, just sharing more of the accusations they're getting out there. Monica Rial, which I know has been a key player in some of the accusations and things like that, says, dropping in to say this: stop harassing my friends and colleagues. You want the truth? It happened to me. I had hoped it wouldn't come to this, but here we are. I don't owe you anything, but if it'll stop it from happening to someone else, then so be it. So this seems intense. Like, I realize this is going to be long. This is going to be drawn out. This is going to be a battle, but it is a battle. That does say something. When this initially happened, and I made a video about it right in the first place, I had wondered if it was true, if it wasn't true. I didn't know anything about the guy. Secret here for you: I've never watched a single episode of Dragon Ball Z. I know. I have no idea about any of this stuff. I've watched Death Note, and that was good. And One Punch Man season 1, that was also good. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm not really familiar with the guy. It's just that there have been accusations. But the thing is, you see the same pattern happening all over the place. It just seems like the more the information that's being revealed in this particular case in anime, you'll notice that there's more like planning and preparing to take him down from people that weren't involved whatsoever. So it's absolutely being weaponized. It'll be interesting to see how this unfolds. If you haven't yet, check out Downcast. This is my comic book that I have written, and it's been launched on Indiegogo. We have passed $19,000. Thank you, everybody. That's pretty great. This has been an extremely successful campaign, and we still have some time to go. So please do check it out. It's in the description below, and you've got the first 5 pages there and everything. Check it out. If you enjoy it, it's probably a good idea to back it. So thank you very much, and I will see you next time.